Welcome to CBS News Mornings. I'm Anne-Marie Green, and we begin with new information on Israeli airstrikes this morning, pummeling parts of Gaza as troops prepare for an expected ground offensive. Strikes have been reported in southern Gaza, where Palestinians had been told to seek safety. Meanwhile, Israel's defense forces claimed its jets struck over 100 targets linked to Hamas overnight. The IDF also claimed that a naval operative for Hamas was killed during the offensive. And at the Rafah crossing between Egypt and Gaza today, the UN Secretary General pushed for aid trucks to be granted access to Gaza as quickly as possible. Israel and Egypt agreed to allow around 20 trucks into the enclave to deliver aid to civilians. So far, none have been able to pass. And when it comes to sending U.S. aid to Palestinians in Gaza, Americans are split along party lines. CBS polling found the majority of Democrat and independent voters are in favor of sending aid, while most of Republicans are against it. Last night, in a rare Oval Office address to the nation, President Biden called on Americans to stand behind Israel and Ukraine.
American values are what make us a partner that other nations want to work with. To put all that at risk if we walk away from Ukraine, if we turn our backs on Israel, it's just not worth it. That's why tomorrow I'm going to send to Congress an urgent budget request to fund America's national security needs, to support our critical partners, including Israel and Ukraine. It's a smart investment that's going to pay dividends for American security for generations.
So joining me now with more from Israel is CBS News foreign correspondent Ian Lee. But Ian, I do want to start with the remarks, the speech from the president last night. This funding aid request, it's large. He's asking for a lot of money from Congress. What do we know about that?
Yeah, Anne-Marie, for the Israelis, it's going to be billions of dollars, and it's something that they're going to be needing, especially as this ground invasion looms. We know that Israel is running out of bombs, bullets, and especially those missiles for the Iron Dome missile defense system that have been so effective in intercepting rockets from Gaza. They've been running short on those, and so, as this ground invasion comes, it could be hours, it could be days. We heard from the Israeli military that they have gotten the green light, that it could happen soon, and it's going to be long and intense. So that aid is going to be critical for the military to continue operations as they seek to go inside Gaza.
And that aid package, there's even more money he wants set aside for Ukraine. There's a lot of support in this country for military aid to Israel. Some waning support in some small areas for aid to Ukraine. How did the president sort of connect the dots between the two wars?
Yeah, he said, Emery, that they are similar in the fact that you have two neighbors trying to attack democracies. He did say, though, that they were different types of conflicts. He didn't try to say they're one for one, but he did say this is a battle for democracy and that the United States needs to stand by not only Israel but Ukraine as they carry out these wars. And so for the Israelis, that message is well received. Talking to some people here, they said that they feel that America truly does have their back, and they say that they feel confident going forward to fight this fight.
Israel announced this morning that it was evacuating a town near its border with Lebanon. We gave people a bit of a snapshot of where this war is right now, but this is an area that we haven't actually spoken about. What's the latest on this evacuation?
So what we're seeing up in the northern border with Lebanon is kind of fear of an escalation of this conflict. The Israelis are preparing for it to spill over into a wider war. So they're evacuating civilians from close to that border area, about 4 kilometers or 5 kilometers, so about 3 miles. And they want to make sure that if there is a real full-blown war up on the northern border, that civilians are safe. Hezbollah would make Gaza look like a sideshow. They have more sophisticated weapons, more missiles, more rockets. They're battle hardened from fighting in Syria, so they are a real formidable foe. And that's what Israel is doing. They're preparing for that, and we have seen an uptick in violence recently, Anne-Marie.
And I know the president was also focused on that not having this war spill over beyond its current borders. Ian, thank you very much. Well, hundreds of demonstrators rallied in Times Square last night demanding the release of hostages taken by Hamas. U.S. officials say the group is holding about 200 people after the group's surprise attack nearly 2 weeks ago. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer spoke at the rally and promised the U.S. would continue to stand with Israel.
The first thing I said is, Israel, America has your back. We will not abandon you. We will not leave you. We will fight with you side by side until the threat of Hamas is totally eliminated.
A pro-Palestinian rally, calling for a ceasefire in Gaza is planned for today in New York City.